Welcome, Aid Tech. Well done. Next up is Aid Tech. 3 minutes on the clock.
Good afternoon, San Francisco. Go. Delighted to be here representing London, United Kingdom via Dublin, Ireland. Let me tell you something shocking. In the world today, there are 2.4 billion people living without a legal identity. And what this means is that they're legally, socially, and financially excluded from services that you and I take for granted. And I'm going to show you how we're solving it right now. My name is Niall Dennehy. I'm the COO and the co-founder of Aid Tech. So let me show you something truly groundbreaking. Here you see Gabrielle Pictet from the Red Cross in Geneva. Gabrielle is creating and issuing digital identities on our platform. And in a groundbreaking, world-first project, these same digital identities were issued to Syrian refugees from the Akkar refugee camp in Lebanon. And this enabled them to obtain goods and products from a shop in a completely transparent manner. Groundbreaking. The world's very first delivery of humanitarian aid using blockchain technology. Most people talk about blockchain, how it's theoretical. We put it into practice. Our digital identity is available either on a plastic card or a mobile phone. We marry money with identity, and we bring identity to the unidentified. And let me show you what it looks like from the point of view of a user. And one of those users was a Syrian refugee. Her name was Aisha. Aisha was forced to flee Syria because of the war. She lost her documentation. She didn't have a passport. She had no papers. But luckily, the Red Cross and Red Crescent were able to give her an Aid Tech digital identity. So, take the use case of Jason Calacanis. If Jason wants to send a donation to Aisha, that's all possible with our digital identity. And here's what the product looks like. Aisha goes to the point of sale. She scans her card. Up pops information about who she is, what she is entitled to. So if Jason made a donation of rice, she selects the rice payment option. She enters the amount of rice that she wishes to purchase. She selects the option to confirm, and a permanent, real-time, immutable record of that transaction is stored on the blockchain. This has never been done before. With our solution, you can not only tell what your donation was used for, but also where it was spent, by whom, and the amount. So Jason can get an alert to his phone to tell him exactly where his donation went to. So what this means is for Jason, for the Red Cross, and for the recipient, Aisha, there is a completely transparent flow of information from start to finish. Never been done before, absolutely groundbreaking. It is tremendous, as Donald Trump would say. So our solution, what we do is, we are a for-profit. We make money by charging $1 per user per month per digital identity. The governments, the NGOs, are our paying customer. We give this away for free to the NGOs because we want to help them. And we take a transaction fee from additional services like remittances. I'm going to tell you about a global project we're doing shortly.
Okay, give him 1 more minute. Go ahead.
And it's not only we think it's important. The United Nations, as part of their Sustainable Development Goals, have set a target, 16.9, that by 2030, everybody in the world should have a legal identity. And we are making this a reality with the United Nations Development Programme and the International Federation of the Red Cross. And here you see our team rolling out a groundbreaking project with the United Nations in Serbia. And we're bringing remittances to 31 countries, and we're bringing down the cost by 600%. If you want to know more, come talk to me today. Thank you.
Okay, let's put 3 minutes on the clock for Q&A. Feedback from our judges, somebody other than Adeo. Go ahead.
I'm an investor in Hand Up, and so I commend you. Yeah. Sorry. I commend you on going the for-profit route, but I would love to know why.
We're going for the for-profit route because, from experience, we find that dealing with NGOs like the Red Cross, like the United Nations, they've got more respect for us because we're a very professional, very efficient operation. So we find that they want to work with the company who is for-profit because we're all about the efficiency. And the efficiency is something that they are seeking. We bring that to them. And again, for us to achieve the mission that we need to be completely sustainable. And for us to be sustainable, we need to make a profit.
Going like 3 years out, is this a a digital identity company? Is it a donation platform with a feedback loop? What?
Yeah, so the donation is only one aspect of what we do. The digital identity is the key enabler to all of the additional add-on services. So one of the slides that I showed earlier on, we showed things like microinsurance, remittances. So we were in town today with a massive payment operator, and we're signing a deal with them to bring remittances to 30 countries around the world. What we were doing is, because of our amazing CTO Flavian, who's in the crowd here, he's created these incredible APIs that will enable developers to build applications, much like the Apple App Store model for us, to enable people to create the services that people really need.
One thing that would be really cool, just this isn't really a question, but if you set up this to be kind of like Patreon, HandUp does this, where I can give on a recurring basis.
Yep,
and also allow me to give you a tip. HandUp also does that, so I give $5 or $10, maybe even more a month to HandUp for every person I support.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get another question. Or a comment, yeah.
Super clever idea. I got lost in one part of the presentation, though, on the identity side. I'm a little unclear on how did the Red Cross, in your example, know that that girl was who she said she was?
So we let the Red Cross handle that. So the Red Cross will onboard her on our platform. They will take care of the KYC checks. They will know who that person is with the information they receive, so they can put that information on our platform.
How does the merchant know that that is who she says?
So the merchant will know because when the NGO captures information about that person, the one thing they do is they take a picture. So when that person comes to the shop, their card is scanned, and up will pop their identity, and that's a picture to eliminate fraud.
It seems like you have a kind of complicated sales cycle. You got to get the NGO's got to onboard the users, and then you make money. What's the timetable on that?
Yeah, it is a little bit of a slow sales process, and we take our time to build up the relationships with the NGO. But the one thing I can tell you about the NGOs is that they've got reach that nobody else has. We spent 2 weeks with the Red Cross in Geneva recently, and they've got 17 million volunteers around the world who can make this happen for us. But you are right, it's a slower sales process, but we give people the ability to self-provision on our platform so we can ramp up the amount of people we get, and then we leave it to the NGO to verify that they are who they say that we are, so we can get the scale that we need.
All of this works for people who are not without identity, though, too. It could be anybody.
It could be anybody. That's the real beauty of what we have. This can, even in America today, there are 30 million people without a bank account. So using our system, we can put a bank account into their hand. And our big vision is that by the end of the millennium, there's going to be almost 10 billion people living on the planet, 4 billion people living in Africa. And if we can get our card, which we believe we can with the partners we have, into their hands, we allow them to build up a credit profile, a credit history, and we bring identity to the unidentified, but also it can be used for many other things.
Let's hear it for ATAC.